Hi everyone, it's Killshot 99 Gaming's Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 10, The Negan Letter. So tonight we are going to dig in to the text and Carl's meaning, a lot of different directions that this letter could go in. So I've taken a few highlights. We're going to talk about that tonight. Before we get started, I do want to thank everyone for being here tonight and every night this week. You guys just been amazing all week long. Jordan Henley starting out with a super chat. We've been 30 seconds in and Jordan is right out of the gate, so thank you so much. We'll talk about super chats a little bit. Anyone that does a super chat, we will stop what we're doing and jump right over to your topic. So Jordan, if you have a question, moderators take a look at that and remind me if one does show up in a little bit. We are going to drop the PD bomb tonight. I know PD had sent me a message a couple days ago. You can see that over in the category. I want to say thank you to all the people who support our channel. And also, you can see happy birthday to Lindsay, I hate the whitey boy, Luke. So I want to say happy birthday to you. And I think we had another birthday I might have noticed a little bit later. Was that Flower Girl as well? I didn't see it early on. It didn't pop up my reminder. But I do want to say happy birthday. If you have a birthday wish, anything going on, send it over to me, and we'll try to get everybody updated we possibly can and just get a little bit of recognition. So here we go, everybody. We're going to talk a little bit about this letter. And it's hard to make out because I got to tell you, Chandler's handwriting is pretty bad. Unfortunately, he did not have access to a typewriter. So in this letter, the one thing that really jumped out to me, and he underlined the word. So you have to be who you are. That kind of blows my mind that he's basically saying everything that you do, Chandler has basically given him a free pass. So before we kind of jump into that, let's take the context of the letter, exactly when it happened, why he wrote the letter. So we know he was bitten, but what was happening simultaneously to this bite? I'm going to kind of quiz you guys. What's going on behind the scenes? Because Rick wasn't there. So let me take a couple comments here, and I'm going to read a few of your thoughts to see what you think about this letter, because this letter to me is really interesting. It's as interesting to me as what's going on over at the junkyard. Good point. Don, you know what, Don? I'm not hating. He's like, how'd you go to college with that handwriting? Fair enough. I'll give you the PS at the end of this letter, too. It might have been cut off at the bottom. Hopefully everybody got the reminder, too. Hey, Carmen, thank you. I'm glad that you could make it as well. Some people were tearing up. All right, so the letter is important, and keep in mind, when Carl wrote the letter, Rick had already trapped Negan, and Rick was pretty vocal that he was going to kill Negan. Only one person has to die. So Carl's writing this with a lot of possibilities that, hey, maybe you're going to be dead, you don't get this letter, but he doesn't go down that road. He's writing it as if you might break out, you might get away, you might even beat us. This is what he says in the letter. So very prophetic statement, because how could Carl have known? Yeah, I'm not saying that, you know, he's a fortune teller or anything, but it is kind of convenient that Rick was in a good spot, had everybody captured, and then Negan breaks out. So before we dig into that, I got another super chat. Got to give a shout out to Valar, the V-Bombs. So absolutely much love to the Army Kills, Emmy, Steph, Kels, and Sweet Tom, and happy birthday to those. Thank you so much, Valar. Appreciate that. Supporting the channel, and also just some really, really kind words. Thank you so much. We will get into the PD bomb in a little bit. PD, I want to make sure I got the right PD bomb as well, and you can just kind of give me a yay or nay. It had to do with the wolves, right? Am I on the right PD bomb? So while I'm waiting on PD to answer that, I'm going to go ahead and dig into the next topic. So Rick was basically going there to kill Negan. Got him completely surrounded. Even if he negotiated the surrender, he was going to kill Negan. Because Rick said, I want to kill him. But Carl goes on to say, Negan, this is Carl, and can't read everything. Some of it is covered up, but he said, I got bit. He was helping someone and he got bit. You might be gone. Can't really make this part out. Something about my dad. He killed you, but I don't think so. So Carl's actually saying here that he thinks his dad is going to have mercy on him anyway. So, thanks, Petey. And also, Jordan Henley. Jordan, you got to give us a question. Throw a question in there. I appreciate the super chat, but I want to know your thoughts. Thank you for your support. Tammy wants to know, Kills, will Rick give Negan his letter from Carl? Yes, I will say so. But I do think it's going to be after he captures him. Negan still wants to kill Rick. He said, what'd he say to Simon? After I clip Rick, everything's aces. You really? Sith Lord, you're going to make me read that? Oh, man. You know, this is one of those super chats that you're like, okay, I do have to say this is a super chat. This is not my thoughts and my sentiments. So Sith Lord says, Negan has to die, and Carl is a little sissy wimp. So, all right. Thank you for the super chat, but you're on your own defending that one, my friend. Dude's barely been dead, and Sith Lord's already calling him a sissy wimp. The things I do for you guys. I just put my whole YouTube reputation on the line. Because, you know, someone's not going to hear it was a super chat, and they're gonna put me on blast. All right, I'm going to get back into this letter while you guys are thinking about the next comment and the next thing that I'm going to have to defend. So, maybe you get out. Lost cause, and you just want to kill all of us. So Carl's doing a little bit of a Jedi mind trick. He's setting him up here. I mean, it's maybe you get out, but this war's a lost cause. And you just want to kill all of us. So he knows exactly what his state of mind is at that point. So it's almost like a hostage situation where Carl's trying to talk him down. So the question that I have for you, before we get into the second half of this, is Carl making himself the martyr? I mean, this is a little unfair, isn't it? And maybe even a little... Let me give you a couple options. Is it naive on Carl's part, or is it arrogant on Carl's part? Because he's starting out basically saying, hey, I got bit. I was trying to help someone. The war's a lost cause, and I understand why you are who you are, and I forgive you. It's very... I mean, I don't want to say this the wrong way. Well, you know, I guess I will say it the wrong way. Who's Carl? I mean, look, and don't get mad. I know there's people out there that love Carl, but from Negan's standpoint, yeah, Carl, he's a tough kid. But what makes you think that you're the reason that everybody should stop fighting? I'm going to leave it at that because I know there's going to be a little bit of venom that's going to be cast out here. Ron Moore says, I think Carl's just being brutally honest. Scott's like, he's got a split personality. Well, Lonnie, it's a good point. Michonne said he was ready to lead, but absolutely. Also, I do want to make an announcement. YouTube said this yesterday, but I'm not seeing it. So the video we did yesterday, several people told me that YouTube was changing. I didn't see the date on it, but your streaming comments that are usually not included in the video, apparently at some point they're going to be included in the video when people watch the playback. The one from yesterday was not the case. So not only are your comments going to be there, they're going to stream up, pretty fast speed, but your super chat comments should be highlighted as well too. So not only are people going to see them here, but when they watch the playback. So you should get more bang for your super chat. But also, be careful, because as we know, what we say sometimes follows us around a little bit. So, hey, if you're comfortable saying it, say it. I'm not going to coach you or parent you or do any of those things. All I'm going to say is, these things follow you around on the internet. So just say what you mean. Also, we got a whole lot of new people in here. Before we get to the next topic and I take the next question, if you guys could do me a favor, this is Wednesday Walkers. 100 people, we'll get over 150 people or so. If you guys could slap that like button early and often, just slap that like button. And as people watching the playback, if you don't like what we do here, slap the dislike button. I'm not afraid of it. Let's see it. You either like it or you dislike it. Give me one or the other. But if people are going to watch the video, throw your opinion out there. If you like what we're doing, say it. If you think we could do a little bit better, then leave it in the comments. And we will definitely take it to heart. So, going to get back into it in just a second. Joe Fulford is new to this. So, Joe, if you're new, here's the deal. We talk about Walking Dead. We talk about random things as well, too. It is probably the most active because we do it so often. We have a lot of streams, a lot of different topics, a really, really tight-knit group. If you're just jumping in for the first time, subscribe to us, come back, and we love to hear your thoughts. So if you type it and I see it, I'm going to read it, call on some people randomly, and from time to time I will ask you guys to sort of join in and participate with some random questions. All right, so we've established the fact that Carl is basically, he's brutally honest. He's telling his story of what happened, and I'm okay with that. But then he's wavering back and forth, like, my dad went there to kill you. I don't think he's going to kill you, but you still want to kill us. But I think it's a lost cause. Maybe you'll beat us. So that seems a little bit odd to me. Maybe you'll beat us, because at the time, I thought it was pretty common knowledge that Rick had everybody surrounded and that they weren't going to beat him. And it took Daryl's craziness. I'm blaming Daryl, by the way. Daryl driving the truck through the door is the reason Negan got out. And anybody that dies between now and the end of the season, I'm blaming on Daryl. I know there's Daryl fans out there. Well, I mean, I guess if Negan wouldn't have knocked on the door, this letter was already written. I guess Carl could have disposed of the Negan letter. So let's dig down a little bit further. So what do you honestly think Carl thought when he wrote this letter? Did you think, I'm going to give you three choices. His dad had him captured and he would let him go, A. Or not kill him. Not let him go, but not kill him. B, that Negan would find a way to get out. Or C, even worse, that Carl has more faith in Negan than he did in his own father to finish the plan. I know that's a dark comment to make. But judging by what he's writing here, it's a possibility. Because even when Rick is telling Carl said, you know, you laid down your guns before, it was right. And Rick tells Carl, like, I don't know that I can be that person anymore. And then later on, he tells Carl, I'm going to make it real. So Rick is very indecisive. Negan is very decisive. Don't mistake the fact that I'm supporting some things of Negan's character, or his, not his, you know, how he behaves, but his character, who he is. I don't support him, I don't like him. So because I'm talking about him, don't say, oh, Kills is starting to drink the Kool-Aid. No, that's not the deal. But what I'm saying is, Negan is very, some people are saying he's unpredictable. I think he's very predictable. He's predictably evil. But Carl seems to write this letter thinking, you're probably going to get out. You're probably going to get the best of my dad. You're probably going to get out and still want to kill us. But when you do, please read my letter and don't. So Carl is basically cleaning up Rick's mess. And Rick's still doing it, right? Well, Lonnie, great point. He saw how Rick treated Sadiq. And then even after Carl's gone, Rick treated Jadis the same way. And even told Michonne the same thing. I just fired above her head. I mean, you know, he's already defending the fact that he can't do it. All right. We are going to take a small break from the letter, and I'm going to read the PD bomb. This is a message. So if you have a prediction, you have a theory that you want to include in a future video, send it to me on kick@KILZHOT, and maybe you'll get your own personal bomb prediction. So here we go. Let me pull up the PD bomb, and this was actually predicted by PD way back on February 24th. And I'm going to ask you, PD is a pretty frequent super chatter, so we're going to do this as if he just posted it for the first time. So I'm going to ask you just to analyze. Let me know what you think about PD's theory. So it said Kills, he was watching The Walking Dead marathon, and Morgan let some of the wolves get away in Season 5, and they haven't been seen since. I'm thinking maybe if Jadis does end up surviving, she runs into the rest of the wolves, and that could be how the Whispers come to be. What do you think of that PD bomb? So could the wolves, in coordination with Jadis, become the Whispers? They've been gone for a little while. They have had time to sort of come up with their backup plan. You add a time skip to that. What do you think? All the wolves? Possibly. Maybe there's a few floating out. I like the theory. So I think it's a good PD bomb. Yes, he did when he was in the little motorhome thing when he got attacked. But hey, it's a stretch. But you know, that's what these theories and these predictions, these speculations are made of. And it's bold. You know what I like about the PD bomb and some of the other bombs is I've made some bold predictions that have been absolutely wrong. So if it's absolutely wrong, then you guys can point the finger at PD. and not me. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. And Petey throwing a little icing on the Petey Bomb cake here. See what I did there? Because we got a birthday. You know, we're just all about puns and segues and everything. So, for the record, Jadis does not have to be alpha. I agree. And Jadis could still be in with another group. I know we talked about that last night. She doesn't even have to be the leader of the scavengers. She could be just somebody in charge of the scavengers. Who knows how many communities are out there? And that's what's neat about The Walking Dead. This is just a small area. And we know about Fear the Walking Dead. But look, we haven't even gotten up to New York and Wyoming and Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, Canada. I mean, we've got people all over the place. This is just the current role, the current group that we have. I mean, this is Virginia. Some people hanging out in Charlotte somewhere, I'm sure, still alive. Good theory, good thought. We'll see how it plays out. And, you know, Heath is still floating around somewhere. Sherry's still floating around somewhere. They could have been some of the first victims. All right, let's get back to this letter. I'm going to touch on a couple more points here. Let's see. Maybe you'll beat us. If you do, there'll just something, something, something. The way out is working together. So you can't see the whole letter, but he does say the way out of all of this is working together. It's forgiving each other. So offers you peace. So we're sort of piecing it together, but we can get into Carl's mindset a little bit. Forgiving each other and ultimately achieving peace. Now, once we get to the bottom half of it, the only way this peaceful resolution works is, once again, if Negan was spared or Negan escaped. But if he's captured, then this letter doesn't have any power. So Carl had to write this letter thinking that Negan's going to find a way out before my dad gets there. That's what kind of concerns me a little bit, is he didn't really have faith in his dad to close the deal. Now, Tammy asked a little bit earlier, will Negan ever see this letter? I think that's a powerful question, because there's two ways to look at this. Three ways. Rick could kill Negan, never sees the letter, then the letter's pointless. Don't think that's going to happen. Rick captures Negan, and the letter can be used one of two ways. One, as a painful reminder that you could have just surrendered and then you would be free. And if you would have surrendered, we'd have worked things out. You'd live, I'd live, you wouldn't be imprisoned. That's could be a pretty painful reminder. If someone's locked up, they don't want to be locked up. Or it can be used to gauge Negan's level of remorse and whether or not Rick would give him this letter and ultimately forgive him. So I could see it used as just that constant reminder, kind of like Easy Street, right? You know, you're locked up and we're on Easy Street. And so this letter could just sort of be ringing in his head, and you know, he's forced, hey, here you go. You ain't getting a book, man. This is all you get to read, and this is a reminder of what it's all about. Or I want you to read this, and when you get out of here, it's going to be because my son wanted to spare you. So, a couple predictions there. Let's get to Ultra Groove. Let's groove tonight. So, Ultra Groove won with a super chat donation and says, do you think Rick and Negan will have that kumbaya moment and go on and fight a larger foe? Boy, that's $1 million question, actually. I do, but I don't know a way that it's going to happen just yet, and I don't know a way that I'm going to like it and accept it to happen. You know, that's kind of been the battle that we've had back and forth. If the writers can make me accept that, I'm going to really, really love what they're doing. The time skip will help, but it won't get me there. It'll desensitize me a little bit toward it. But the only way that I could even remotely see this happen right now is in coordination with the theory that I threw out there a couple of weeks ago when Lauren Cohan may or may not re-sign with The Walking Dead. If the Whispers were to kill a pregnant Maggie and put her head on a stake, and Negan would want to go out and vindicate Glenn for not being there to protect Maggie, that is one of the few circumstances I could say, here's the keys, go after it. You go hunt them down. It would have to be something of that scale and that scope for me to even say, unlock the door and let him go. And it would only have to be after I am 100% certain that he has been broken, that people would not respond to him, that any of the old saviors are completely converted to helping us and that they want a different way of life. He would almost have to be stripped of all his power where there was no risk that he could stage an uprising. And that's going to be hard. It's going to be very hard for the writers to manipulate me in all those different ways. So either that or something of that scale. So I'm going to ask all of you, because we are winding down, we're coming up on 30 minutes. And those of you that think there is an opportunity for Negan, I'm going to ask you kind of to hold your thoughts. Those of you who are along the lines of what I just said, let's say you are a Negan hater and you're aligned with me, and we're like, we're going to have a hard time forgiving him. So what I want you to do, tell me a scenario of which you would accept Negan helping Rick. Some people are going to say no scenario, but try to find something that might just open the door a little bit, because that's the only way we're going to figure out if the writers can pull this off is if we talk about it. So Casey says if he saves Judith, and we talked about Judith before, you know, maybe, hey, there was that scene with Judith and Negan. Maggie says absolutely nothing I can think of. Steph says if he saves Judith or Maggie. Diane says somehow saves Judith. So they would have to write in something really, really bizarre where Negan could save the day. And I just don't know. I can't see it yet. Making Simon pretty evil, and that's the other reason why I don't think that I don't think you can kill Simon. I think if you're ever going to convert Negan, it's got to be Simon. Simon's got to be worse than Negan. It's got to be the Whispers. It's got to be the Common. I mean, it's got to be somebody that is a bigger threat. So this would kind of be a trifecta. One, you have to use, and they're doing it. This is why I will tell you, and it's a bold prediction. Negan is not going to, maybe it's not that bold. Negan's not going to die. This letter is too important. Carl's death is too important. The future story of Rick and Negan is too important. But TV show is different than the comics. It is a different feeling. So good luck. Good luck to the writers reeling this one back in. But they've already started doing it. And on the topic of letters, this is not a spoiler, but once again a prediction. We'll get some spoilers up to you guys later on in the week. But a prediction that I think these letters are going to be read. I think you'll probably hear Chandler's voice in the background, so you hear Carl reading the letter to Enid. Maybe even at the end of the season, Negan gets captured and you'll hear Carl reading this letter. So I do think we'll hear his voice a couple times throughout the rest of the season. And that was a super fast 30-minute episode with no commercial breaks. See how fast these things go with no commercials? You're watching the playback, watch the commercials, watch the ads. I want to say thank you to all of you guys for being here tonight. We will do this again tomorrow night with a brand new topic. Once again, I want to say happy birthday to Lindsay Luke. She's probably out celebrating her birthday, but if she sees the playback, hopefully she will be pleasantly surprised. Thank you for the PD Bomb as well. Thanks to all the patrons that are out there. If you're watching the playback, this is the closing credits. If you're still here, give me a quick 999, and I'll try to get through as many of these shout-outs as we possibly can. If you have yet to hit the like button, which 70 of you have not hit the like button yet, I would greatly appreciate if you would just kind of high-five that like button, Lucille the like button, and just show us that you like what we do. Thank you so much. Appreciate everybody being here. And I want to say what's up to Scott Kieran, also Villar, Don Machiavelli, James Kelly, Ultra Groove, Joka Wiley, Brian Clayton, Joe Fulford. Thank you so much, Tammy Heitzman. Hey, appreciate you being here. The Hippo in the house, Carol Brothers Payette, Tommy Sweetass Enforcer McCandless, Bree, Emmy, Steph, Kel, Diane Estes, Gina Crockett, Sup Geeks, Eric Johnson, Kirsten K, Sarah Strange, Maggie Bonacorda. We're just getting started here. Sith Lord. My kick is KILZHOT. I'll actually post it in the next video so you guys can see it as well. Teleprompter. Thanks for being here. Helicard. Carmen Trance. Appreciate you. Glad you made a live stream tonight. Rubelo's channel. Preston Chanel. Thanks for being here. Shanny D, a.k.a. Little Michon. Appreciate you guys. Letting a few people catch up here. I always miss one or two. Northside Queen, thanks for being here. Once this video goes live, if you guys could leave comments on the live stream, let me know what you like, let me know which questions didn't get answered, and either I'll answer it or somebody will stroll along, watch the video, and answer it for you. Thanks, DDO High. Appreciate you being here. The Gaming Squad HD. Thank you so much, Terry Jones. Appreciate you being here. Melinda Kettler, thank you. Tammy Sifford. Can we change Tammy's name to Tammy Pickles Sifford? I think she needs a nickname. If you guys are down with Tammy Sifford being Pickles, then give me an 888 in chat. She just wanted a nickname. Nicholas Hodges, Drama King, New York City. Thanks for being here. Beth Burgett, thank you. KCF. Hey, we will talk about next week's episode. There's some really good opening minutes that between Dr. Carson and Father G. Pretty good dialogue. Father G's having some vision problems. This infection is really hitting him hard. Brene, thanks for being here. Stephen Miller. Deja Vu, Madison Dickey, Walani, Darlene Wallace, Gene Atkins, Ron Moore, Chris Salisbury, thanks for being here. Pickles it is. See, you have to be careful what you type because you will end up with a nickname, and a year from now, people are going to say, why is her name Pickles? And you're going to have to explain that. Meat Grinder, 3851. I love the name change. All right, everybody, if I missed you in a shout out, I sincerely apologize. I'll catch you in the next one. Shoot me a message once again, KILZHOT, if you have a topic or something that you want to get off your chest, a theory, a spoiler, a prediction. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow night at 9:30. Oh, I almost missed Petey Wheatstraw right at the very end. So just under the radar, Petey. Also, Pete D as well. Thank you, Pete D. Appreciate you being a part of the stream. All right, everybody. Have a good night, and I will talk to you all soon. Peace.